Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ella and I am super excited for this video because I actually just got back from picking up the iPhone 13 Pro. I decided to get the one in Sierra Blue, and although the 13 Pro looks pretty similar to the iPhone 12 Pro design-wise, it is actually quite a significant update because it has a longer lasting battery life, faster A15 chip, but perhaps most importantly to me, it has a 120Hz display, which I am very excited to see. My current phone is an Android phone. This is the Galaxy S21, and its super responsive and smooth 120Hz display was actually one of the main reasons why I decided to choose this over an iPhone, which only had 60Hz displays before. I actually did review the iPhone 12 that I got from my sister a few months ago, and side by side with my S21, the biggest thing that jumped out to me was how much smoother my S21 felt. I could clearly see the text that were moving while I was scrolling, and everything just kind of felt faster. But now, for the first time ever, there are two iPhone models, the iPhone 13 Pro and the Pro Max, have a 120Hz display, so I am pretty excited to test out iPhones again. And without any further ado, let's just unbox this thing. Okay, so as you guys can see, this year this box has no plastic wrapping around it, but instead there are these two seals. It's not as satisfying as the plastic wrap, but I think it will still be a good unboxing experience. And also, of course, it is better for the environment, so I am glad that they changed that. And it looks like this box is sealed in a very nice way that doesn't seem like it can be easily faked. So I don't really think you would need to worry too much about buying a secondhand iPhone pretending to be brand new. Okay, let's peel this off. Wow, okay, that came off very easily. There's no sound though. And this is the iPhone 13 Pro. And wow, the cameras are so big. Just going to take it out of its box. And there is a little paper covering on the phone. Pretty nice. All right, wow. This is actually quite heavy. Like, this is significantly heavier than my S21, and it seems to be very, very well built. And I still can't get over how big the cameras are. But before I get into the phone, I actually have some more things to unbox. These are some phone cases that were sent over by today's video sponsor, which is TORRAS, and let's open these up. So TORRAS sent over two kinds of cases, the crystal clear case and the Guardian case. These are the ones that fit the iPhone 13 Pro, but I also have these two, which fit the iPhone 13, and these, which fit the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But anyways, so this crystal clear case really shows off the new iPhone's gorgeous color and design while still being very protective. It is made from this soft TPU material that ensures clarity and non-yellow durability. It is very slim but still protective with these raised edges in the front and also the back camera bump area. Also, it has X-Shock technology, so if you ever drop your phone, then these four corners of the case absorbs most of the shock. Now, this Guardian case is matte black, but still translucent, so you can see a bit of the iPhone's color underneath. It is made from polycarbonate material and is resistant to scratches and fingerprints. It is also super slim, but this case has been through the 6 feet military grade drop test, so it's super protective. And each of these Guardian cases actually comes with two other color options for the buttons. The default buttons are just black, but if you want a pop of color like I did here, then you can actually super easily swap them out just like this. So both of these cases are very slim, minimal, and support wireless charging, which is the type that I like and would usually go for because I do want protection for my phone, of course, but I still want to enjoy the phone's design and features. These phone cases are available on Amazon and on the TORRAS official website. I also have a 10% off discount code, so if you want to check them out, then you can do so by clicking on the links down below. And now let's go back to the iPhone. This color color is really, really nice. Honestly, it's probably one of my favorite iPhone colors ever. It is this shade of light blue, but there's also kind of a silver undertone. The texture on the back of this phone is also pretty nice. I think it is pretty resistant to fingerprints, so that is very good. It is matte and has this fine texture, although this Apple logo and the camera bump are very, very shiny. And just like the iPhone 12, the iPhone 13 has this very flat design, which I am definitely not used to because my S21 has this very curved design. I do think that this curved design is more comfortable to hold because it cuts into my fingers less. But honestly, this flat design is pretty nice. Like it looks more sleek than the curved design. And the frame of both the iPhone 13 Pro and the Pro Max is stainless steel, which should be more durable than aluminum. However, the one thing that I don't like about this is it's super glossy and tracks fingerprints very easily. Like just holding it in these 2 minutes, there's already a bunch of fingerprints all over it and it doesn't look very good. The buttons of the iPhone do feel pretty nice, and of course there is this physical and dedicated mute switch. The last time that I had this switch was with my iPhone 6s, so it's good to have this back. The iPhone 13 Pro is said to have a smaller notch than the previous generation, which I can't really see because the phone isn't turned on yet, but we will see that later. And just the camera lenses. This is the third time that I've mentioned them, but like it's seriously just so big. This is a quick comparison between my S21. Each iPhone lens is literally twice the size. And if you look at them from the side, the iPhone lenses bulge out by quite a bit more. Okay, and now I'm going to boot up this phone. One of the reasons why I decided to go with a 13 Pro instead of just the 13 is because of the 120 Hertz display. But honestly, at the price point of the iPhone 13, I think it should also have 120 Hertz. I know many like $500 Android phones have it, but that is a topic for another day. So the S21 was my first phone with 120 Hertz, and at first I thought that it would just make the phone feel more smooth and responsive, but actually it has kind of changed the way that I use my phone, because with a 60 Hertz display, there is quite a bit of motion blur and texts are pretty much impossible to read while they are moving. So while I'm scrolling, I have to scroll and then stop in order to read whatever's on the screen. And this is not too bad, but it's also not the most natural or efficient way of reading through things. Imagine reading a long paper receipt or manual. You would probably move it up smoothly as you read it, just like this. You probably wouldn't read it like this. But with a 120 Hertz display like the iPhone 13 Pro now has, there isn't much motion blur, and the text more so feels like they are printed on a piece of paper, so you can read the text while scrolling continuously, which I think is more efficient and definitely feels way more natural. So I'm super glad that now I can use an iPhone this way too. And actually, because the iPhone has an OLED screen, the pixel response time is even faster than on the iPad Pro, which has an LCD screen. Even though the iPad Pro also has a 120 Hertz display, there's still some fuzz around the text while it's moving, and it definitely doesn't look as crisp as my S21. From this first impressions, the iPhone's 120 Hertz display seems very comparable to my S21, but I will be testing it out more, and I'll definitely talk more about it in my full review video, which will be coming soon. And as for the rest of the box, so there really isn't anything else besides just this one lightning cable, and honestly, it is kind of a shame to see a lightning cable because one, it can only transfer data at USB 2.0 speed, and especially with ProRes video coming to this iPhone, it would probably be kind of a pain trying to transfer those massive files into your computer with a lightning cable. And also another concern is that if this lightning cable breaks, I cannot simply just replace this with one of my USB-C cables, like this one that came with my iPad, or the other one that I have that came with my keyboard, or honestly, literally anything else, I would have to get another lightning cable, which certainly adds to the waste. So a lightning cable is also a bad idea from an environmental standpoint. But I probably wouldn't be using this lightning cable because MagSafe is one of the coolest features of iPhones. And I actually bought this MagSafe charging stand so that I can attach the iPhone magnetically to it just like this. So I can scroll through my YouTube feed vertically and then transition into watching videos horizontally with just a quick turn. Whereas with my S21, since it doesn't have any magnets, I would have to kind of fiddle with it. But I do wish that this iPhone would support always on display, because if it did, then it can make a really cute clock when it's just sitting on the wireless charging stand like this. But one thing that MagSafe doesn't do is reverse power delivery. So with my S21, which does have reverse power delivery capability, if let's say my AirPods are dying, then I can actually just slap it on like that and my AirPods will charge. But I cannot do that with the iPhone, which I think is kind of a shame. I do wish that they would add this feature so that you wouldn't have to ever worry about your AirPods dying as long as your phone had power. Okay, and now I want to talk a bit about the cameras. So this one has 3 lenses, a telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom, a regular wide lens, as well as an ultra wide lens. But there's also a fun and new mode called cinematic video. I'm pretty curious about it and I'm going to try it out. So here are some example clips. One thing to note is that it can only shoot up to 1080p. I think this is a very cool feature, so I do kind of wish it would go up to 4K, but maybe in the future. Okay, so that's going to be it for this unboxing and first impressions video. I will definitely be testing out this iPhone more because I also know that it has the new A15 chip, which apparently is insanely fast. Its numbers are pretty insane compared to the iPhone 12 Pro and also the Snapdragon 888 in my S21. I'm not sure if I will actually feel it in real life with, you know, common everyday apps, but that is something that I will be testing out. I've also heard people mention that the battery life of this thing is insane. So again, that's another thing that I will test out. Also, if there is anything in particular about this phone that you want me to test out, maybe against my S21, then you can leave it in a comment down below. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out on my full review. That's all that I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I really hope to see you in another one of my videos. Bye!